Hi, my name's Anna. Today I'll be making a short video to explain how Greenly now supports over 1,500 customers with their carbon reduction plans. Greenly is a SaaS platform which enables businesses to centralize their entire climate strategy, from streamlining of data collection to the analysis of their emissions, all the way through to their decarbonisation pathway. As we can see on the left-hand side of the window, there are different tabs which correspond to the different steps involved in the management of your project. From the carbon footprint data collection to an in-depth understanding of your emissions via your My Emissions tab, all the way through to the management of your reduction actions and the planning of your decarbonisation pathway. The platform is accessible via any web browser and can be accessed via email and password. The goal of the platform is to simplify the whole carbon footprint process. Here on your homepage, you'll find all the information you need to track the progress of your carbon footprint in real time. In particular, you'll find the Task Manager table that will allow you to summarise the various steps involved in completing your greenhouse gas report. Since effective task management is key to ensuring smooth completion of data collection, for each step you'll be able to assign a specific person and include explanations for the steps required. Let's move on to the Data tab. We engage in a double analysis to facilitate the whole data collection process. This takes into account all three scopes of the Greenhouse Gas Protocol and all the data required to measure your carbon footprint. This includes an initial accounting analysis, which is then supplemented by a physical analysis. The accounting analysis is very simple. You can simply import your accounting file via an API integration with your accounting software, or an upload of your accounting file to the platform. Following the integration, we very quickly provide the first measurement linked to this accounting analysis. This allows us to map your emissions profile with the associated percentages and tons of CO2 for each category of your emissions. We can look much more closely into each of the categories to find a more nuanced picture of your footprint by considering, for example, the products you've purchased, which are then subcategorized with the associated percentages and tons of CO2. This monetary analysis allows us to identify your most significant emission posts. Using this information, we will look to deep dive into a more granular physical level analysis. By starting with the monetary-based approach, we ensure that we don't miss any areas of your emissions. So let's have a closer look at the physical analysis. The idea of this physical analysis is to improve precision in the areas of emissions which have the most significant impact on your footprint. As you will see, the platform provides a number of purpose-built modules which correspond to different types of activity emissions. If I take, for instance, the example of energy consumption, we have a module specifically dedicated to buildings. You'll be able to add a list or individual buildings and provide information to us on factors such as surface area, number of employees, type of building, and energy consumption. Essentially, all the factors that affect the CO2 emissions for each building. We have a whole host of other modules that will enable you, once again, to consolidate and collect all of the expected information in a very simple way. If I take vehicle fleet as an example, for each module, we're going to have a simplified data collection system to refer to all the vehicles you have by vehicle type: electric, hybrid, thermal, etc. Once all the monetary and physical data have been completed, you'll be able to find all the analysis of your data and your carbon emissions in the My Emissions section. Once all the monetary and physical data has been collected, it's time to start analysing the data. This can be done in the My Emissions section on the left-hand side. The first tab, Carbon Footprint, allows us to break your footprint down by category, by scope, sectoral comparison, which is very interesting because it allows us to look at a comparison per category between you and companies in your space. Your year-over-year emissions, which allow us to compare the changing emissions profile per category over time, as well as the audit view, which allows you to view your emissions sources, the data type, and the Greenly category and the scope, and to see all of the emissions values. It will also be important for you to be able to share this information externally. Therefore, using the Export tab on the left-hand side, you have the opportunity to export the information in lots of different formats, such as Excel. The final stage of our support is to define your reduction actions and to build your decarbonisation trajectory. You'll find all the reduction actions we've proposed in your Reduction Plan tab on the left-hand side. This is where you can effectively manage the rollout of the reduction actions by assigning the tasks to colleagues, selecting prioritization and progress, as well as marking completion. We will provide metrics on the feasibility of these actions and the impact it will have on your emissions. On the basis of these action items, we will then start to plan your decarbonisation pathway. We can work out the trajectory based on the impact of each action. This can be analysed by total CO2 and also by CO2 per employee. The quantification allows us to envisage a reduction pathway over the coming years and set data-driven realistic targets. As we can see, here are the impacts of the different reduction actions proposed. So, now you've seen all the steps involved in your carbon management plan. Thank you for your attention to this video. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact us by email or by phone so that we can get in touch to offer our support. Thank you.